Congratulations to these two incredible teams, the Patriots and the Atlanta Falcons. Extraordinary season, and we had an incredibly competitive season. In fact, maybe one of the most competitive seasons in history of the NFL. By average margin of victory, it was just slightly over 10 points a game, which is the lowest since 1935.
We haven't made a determination about Las Vegas as an NFL market. That's part of the relocation process. The Raiders submitted an application. It's one that we're considering carefully, but there's a great deal more work to be done, and there are several elements of that. Financing of the stadium is just one. Obviously, the stadium project itself, the depth of the market, all of those are things that we've studied over the last several months, but that will increase in intensity over the next month or so as we move forward in that process. A second, as it relates to whether gambling can coexist with the NFL, in fact, it does. It's happening today. It's sponsored by governments. It exists throughout our world. What we have always said is we need to make sure that there's a fine line between team sports gambling and the NFL. We want to protect the integrity of our games, and that's the line we will always do.
I think you got bad advice about how you handled the Flake game.
No, we had been a violation. We went through a process. We applied the discipline in accordance with our process. It was litigated, as you know, extensively and validated by the Second Circuit Court of Appeals. So we're moving on from that. That's part of our history, but it's something that we're comfortable with the process, the decision, and as I say, we're focusing on the game now.
Will the NFL go back next season to Mexico?
Yes, we had a great experience last year. The Texans and the Raiders, we couldn't have asked for a better reception from our fans in Mexico. We always envisioned that it would be more than a one-year commitment. We're going to come back next season. The Raiders and the Patriots will be playing there next season. San Diego, listen, and I've made this clear before, we were disappointed to have to leave San Diego. We couldn't get a stadium done. As you know, we had a referendum this last November that did not pass by the voters. And I think for any team to relocate to San Diego at this point in time, we're going to have to find a solution to that stadium problem, and one that we couldn't do after probably 15 years of effort. That doesn't mean it can't happen in the future. And in fact, there's a history of markets that get these projects done once the team leaves. That's unfortunate. Then you get the painful way to do it, but this is something that we obviously would work towards, but we're moving forward at this point. When you say we made it enticing for them to move to Los Angeles, I would actually argue the exact opposite. The NFL owners did something that was unprecedented, which they gave another $100 million on top of the $200 million. So a total of $300 million to help build the stadium in San Diego. Never been done before, never been offered before. So I think we worked very hard as a membership, as a league, and as Dean Spanos and his family in San Diego to try to get that done, to try to be creative and try to bring solutions to getting the stadium built. We made very important progress, not only on domestic violence, but personal conduct policies in general. We've seen in the last 2 years since we implemented this policy, 40% reduction each year, I believe, over the last 2 years in the number of arrests. So that's still, every arrest we have is one too many. But the reality of it is the vast, vast majority of our players are extraordinary young men who do great things in their communities.